You're driving late at night when something crosses the road that shouldn't exist. These dashcam clips have captured moments so terrifying that they will haunt your dreams like Freddy Krueger, and they only get scarier the longer you watch.
Who is she? I don't know, but that's creepy.
Nothing gets more terrifying than this. A couple were worried that they had run into a person while driving on a dark road, but their worry transformed into pure terror after seeing what was in front of them. It was a dark, unknown creature that was staring at them through the cracked windshield. The creature's features are not very clear in the video, but the couple was clearly terrified because they could not stop screaming, and things became even more scary when the creature started climbing their windshield. Creepy woman. This is why driving at night is never a good idea. After completing his late night shift, the man had a really scary encounter while driving home. A woman walked right in front of his car, as if she was hypnotized. And the weirdest part is that she did not have arms at all. The guy immediately came to a stop and reversed the car.
Who is she? I don't know, but that's creepy.
It looked like the woman had somehow escaped a medical facility and was not in her right mind, because after scaring the driver, she simply walked away without doing anything else. Creepy clown. After completing his night shift, this man was driving home when he had a strange encounter. A man in a clown mask walked right in front of his car and started waving at him. His behavior seemed really unsettling, but then things became even more terrifying when the clown started running towards his car. It's not clear what the clown's intentions were, but the driver knew that such creepy people should be avoided, so he immediately stepped on the gas and drove towards the creepy man, making him run to avoid the car. Frightening gnomes.
La verga!
You won't believe what this dash cam captured. A guy was opening his car's trunk when something jumped out at his head. It was a strange creature that had latched onto him, causing him to panic and fall back. It was as tiny as a dwarf, but absolutely terrifying. Then, one after another, some gnomes jumped out of the car and ran towards him. It's not clear what they were doing to the man. Speed monster. They were coming home from a late-night party, but their fun night turned into a complete nightmare. These guys felt like someone was running after their car. When they looked behind, they saw this monstrosity. A muscular humanoid was chasing their car. It was running so fast that no human can ever run at that speed. The men were even more terrified when they noticed its eyes. They were glowing like a wild animal's eyes. The humanoid was so frightening that the men sped away fast without even caring about the speed limit. Bus nightmare. This bus driver couldn't believe what he was seeing. While he was driving down a dark road, a person appeared out of nowhere right in front of his bus. It was a girl with long hair tied behind her back, and she slowly emerged from below as if she had been hanging from the vehicle this entire time. The girl kept staring at the driver without uttering a single word. Then, she mysteriously disappeared from view, leaving him confused and terrified. Unexplainable entity. The road was unusually quiet when this man was driving through an old village. As he went further down the road, he thought something was off about the place, and he was right, because soon he noticed this bizarre human-like entity. Dressed in a black cloth, the entity was walking in a strange manner. Its long, slender limbs were bent at an odd angle, and its head had a really strange appearance, as if it was deformed. After seeing this entity, the man feared that he might be in danger. But turns out, The entity was not interested in him at all. Night alien. It was a normal road and a normal night until this happened. A pale, alien-like creature appeared out of nowhere and blocked the traffic. All of the drivers stared in awe because they had never seen something like this in the city. The entity was crawling on strange limbs that didn't quite belong to this world, and two long tails were flowing behind its body. The creature looked so bizarre that people thought that this was an actual alien invasion. Satanic humanoid. On one frightening night, a man took a wrong turn and entered an old village, and what he found there was truly unsettling. He noticed that there was a fire in the distance. He immediately thought that someone might be in trouble, so he drove towards the fire. But he was so wrong, because something really dark was going on. A strange-looking humanoid with long hair walked out of the greenery and looked straight at the car. That's when the man realized that a strange demonic ritual was going on here, and he unknowingly was lured into this trap. Rural entity. Who knew rural roads could be so creepy? While driving into a rural area, these men saw a bone-chilling entity sitting on the roadside. It looked like a girl with extremely long hair, but its skin was too pale to be human. Its eyes were even more unsettling because they looked like two dark holes. The mysterious creature just sat there, staring at them with unknown intent. The men grabbed their flashlights and left their car to encounter the entity, but it had already disappeared. Satanic ritual.
What is?
Almost a decade ago, a man's dash cam captured something truly bone-chilling and unexplainable. While driving down a rural road, he saw a creepy woman standing in the middle and blocking the road. Her head was hanging down, and there was fire at her feet. Everything about her was so creepy that the man thought she was performing a dark satanic ritual or witchcraft. And soon, his suspicions were confirmed. She lifted her face towards the sky and opened her arms, as if she was trying to levitate, and part of her face was glowing as bright as the fire below, which looked really sinister. Mysterious appearance. In Japan, a strange event happened right in the middle of the road. Watch closely as a black minivan was coming from the opposite direction. Suddenly, a man fell on the road right beside the minivan. It was clear that he had not fallen out of the vehicle because its doors were closed, so it looked like he had just teleported out of nowhere. The vehicles came to an immediate stop after seeing the man appear right in front of them, and he simply stood up and walked away in a hurry. Now, it might be possible that he jumped from the bridge and the dashcam couldn't capture that moment. But as always, you decide. Police teleportation. Pulling over a suspect couldn't have ended up worse. The police pulled over a car and started questioning the driver, but a strange white light suddenly filled the area. The light was so bright that they couldn't see anything. But then something even more mysterious happened. The light vanished, and so did the police officer, as if the light had transported him to an unknown dimension. After he disappeared, the suspect immediately drove away from the police car. Creature in darkness.
What the is that?
Here's a footage so frightening, it will give you chills. A man in Ohio thought it would be a good idea to go on a late-night drive, but that was a mistake, because when he parked near a deserted road, there was something lurking in the darkness. A creepy humanoid was peering from behind a tree, trying to remain hidden as it creepily stalked the cameraman. It had a strange, pale body that looked otherworldly, but the man couldn't see its features clearly. Then, the creature crawled out on fours and disappeared into the dark field. Terrifying road encounter. A late-night road trip turned into a nightmare when a man came across this entity. There was a strange humanoid in the middle of the road. The entity had long, black hair and light-colored skin, and it was crouching low, but backwards. It suddenly stood up and started walking backwards without revealing its face. That's when the man immediately put his car in reverse and didn't go further down this eerie road. Frightening witch. In Saudi Arabia, a man claimed to have captured a real witch on camera. He was going home at night when he saw this scary entity carrying a stick. It had long black hair that was covering its face, and it's not clear if the witch was hunched forward or backwards. The man reversed his vehicle to get away from it, but the entity started chasing him. He was so terrified that he broke down into tears, and he was still screaming when the video ended. Suspicious man.
Can I help you with something?
This man had driven on this highway many times, and nothing strange had ever happened before. But this time, things were completely different. While driving, he noticed someone had blocked the road with cones. When he stopped his car, a man appeared and started walking towards him. But there was something really suspicious about him. He slowly approached the driver without saying anything, and this unsettled the driver so much that he thought he was going to be mugged. So he immediately drove away from the man. Roadside ghost. Three friends were having the time of their lives while driving at night, but all their fun ended when they witnessed a terrifying entity. The white, ghost-like entity was standing on the side of the road. There was nothing corporeal about the entity. It was white and hazy, as if it was made of smoke. But one thing was clear, that there was something sinister about it. The friends immediately started screaming with fear and sped away from the entity. Surprising patrol.
I was shocked because, like I said, I thought it was an animal at first.
An unexpected encounter turned into a life-saving event when a police officer was patrolling an area. He saw someone unexpected running towards his car. It was a 2-year-old child that had somehow ended up on this busy highway. The officer immediately stopped his car and rescued him. The officer later returned him to his parents, and the parents haven't told how he managed to escape.
Something like this.
This is absolutely what 2-year-olds are going to be doing. They're quick, impulsive, and as a result, they're very difficult to contain.
Floating cars. CCTV in China recorded a shocking video. The cars were moving on the road, but then something really odd started happening to them. 2 white cars got lifted into the air mysteriously. They started hovering above the ground as if gravity had stopped working on them. The black car behind them came to a stop, as its driver couldn't really understand what was happening. However, the footage ended right after that, without showing what happened to the cars after the strange event. Dashcam ghost.
Are they net?
Whoa, it's moving so weird, Tessa.
On a dark and lonely road, a man captured a white, ghostly figure in his dashcam. The top of the entity was visible, but its lower half could hardly be seen, so it looked like the ghost didn't have any legs. It emerged from one side of the road and slowly glided to the other side, completely unbothered by the driver. Then, it disappeared into the forest.
Oh, whoa. What is that?
Hybrid creature. What these people encountered on the road will give you nightmares. They found a creature that looked like an animal. but not quite. There were goat-like ears on its head, and its body resembled a pig. But the creature's face did not belong to either of these animals. It had a deformed face with no eyes, no snout, and even its mouth wasn't visible at all. It's possible that this could be a hybrid creature that scientists created in a lab, or even a skinwalker disguising as an animal. What are your thoughts?
No mames, mira.
Mysterious teleportation. A man in China was driving down the road when his dashcam footage captured something shocking. The white car in front of him suddenly steered to the right. It looked like the car was trying to avoid an obstacle, and soon we can see what it was trying to avoid. A man appeared on the road, as if he had teleported there. But that's not the most shocking part, because after the car stopped, the man simply stood up and walked away like everything was normal. Car from Nightmare. A security camera recording a toll booth captured this bone-chilling encounter between a guard and a mysterious entity. A car stopped at the toll, but there was no one inside. The guard was shocked to see that there was no driver in the car, so he stepped out of the booth and started to investigate. But that was a big mistake. A creepy creature suddenly crawled on top of the car's roof. It's not clear what the creature really was, because it was crouching low on the roof, but it terrified the man so much that he stumbled back with fear and didn't go near it again. Tiny humanoid. When this man stopped at the signal, he noticed a strange-looking animal crossing the road. The creature looked so weird that he went home and checked his dashcam footage. That's when he realized that this was not an animal. It was small, like a cat, but its appearance was really odd. Strangely, it looked like a tiny humanoid. It was running on 2 legs and then disappeared onto the other side of the road, leaving the man questioning what it really was. Alien sighting. People in India were shocked to see an alien-like creature in the state, Jharkhand. At first, they thought that a strange person was roaming the roads at night, but after getting closer, they realized that it wasn't a person. The creature had pale skin and a bald head, and its limbs were usually long and slender. But instead of seeming dangerous, this entity appeared to be confused, walking around as if it was lost and didn't belong there. The mysterious being did not interact with the locals or harm them in any way, but the locals did not trust it and alerted the police immediately. Spider alien.
¿Estás viendo eso?
The people in this city were shaken after a bizarre alien-like being flew over this busy road. At first, it looked like a huge bird flying above them, but when it sat on a branch and extended its strange wings, it became very clear that this was no bird. It had dragon-like wings and a bald head that was staring down at the cars. Its lower body was even creepier, as it resembled a monstrous spider with long legs. The person capturing this video could only scream with terror as the mysterious spread its wings and flew away to who knows where.
No jodas.
Shocking humanoid. No one expected this to happen. Something startled the driver ahead, which made him turn his car to the right immediately. Turns out, a strange humanoid figure was standing in the middle of the road, and it had materialized out of nowhere. It was so creepy that the driver quickly drove past it without stopping. Road trip horror. Right before the crack of dawn in Ukraine, a truck driver came to a stop when his headlights shone upon a ghost-like figure. It was wearing white clothes and had long hair, but for some reason, it wasn't moving out of the way. The ghost was staring right at the man when suddenly, the camera glitched and it disappeared. That's when the driver drove away. Possessed bicycle. Few locals found a bicycle in a field, and it was moving around on its own. It looked like it was being controlled by a ghost. Have a look. Ghost car. Something strange just happened on this road in Russia. These cars were crossing the intersection in a completely normal way. And then the dash cam captured an unusual event right in front of it. A car suddenly appeared out of nowhere, as if it had come out of an invisible portal. Even the car ahead came to a sudden stop because of its sudden appearance. And its sudden appearance was so mysterious that it almost looked like a glitch in the Matrix. Creepy CCTV man. Something really strange is happening all over the world, and here's the proof of that. This CCTV captured a mysterious man that will raise more questions than answers. He was walking down the street just like an ordinary person, but despite his normal clothes, there was nothing normal about him, because he did not have a head. He was casually walking in broad daylight as if there was nothing unusual about his appearance, and it's strange how this man is even alive without his head. If we think about it, maybe he wasn't human at all. Do you agree? Night ghost. After seeing this footage, you'll never drive at night again. This man decided to go on a road trip at midnight, but soon he would regret it because a creepy figure appeared on the roadside. The entity looked like a ghost that was dressed in a single white cloth, and it was standing very still. The man was even more scared when he noticed that the ghost was looking right at him, silently waiting and watching. The driver made a smart choice and didn't stop to investigate, because nothing good comes out of encountering a ghost. Unidentified creature. This jogger encountered a really mysterious creature in his path, so he immediately pulled out his camera. A black creature was crouching low on the ground. Its body was really strange, like it was completely disfigured. Then, it raised its head without warning, or at least that's what it looked like, because none of its features or body parts were clear. The odd creature had unsettled the jogger so much that he didn't even dare to approach it. Creature transformation. This clip might be proof that werewolves really exist. While strolling in the neighborhood at night, this person noticed an unusual sight on the street. A strange creature was crouching low with arms extended and head close to the ground, and its body was as dark as the night. Everything about the creature's posture looked unsettling, as if it was transforming into a werewolf, or something even more bizarre. CCTV rake. Did this CCTV just capture a rake? As the cars were driving by on the highway, a mysterious humanoid figure appeared on the road. It came out from one side of the highway and swiftly crossed the road before disappearing. The creature was so dark that it almost blended into the night, but as the streetlights shone upon it, they revealed its dark and bizarre body. It was running on its four limbs like a dog, but it did not resemble a normal animal. It looked exactly like a rake. Dwarf humanoid. During a late-night ride, an odd-looking humanoid walked up to this rider. It was really short, with almost a childlike body. It was walking in an unusual manner, as if its legs were too short for its body, and there was a strange black fluid covering its entire face. Boom. When the dwarf came close to the rider's bike, it immediately covered its face to avoid the headlights, as if it wasn't used to such bright lights. It was so disturbed by the light that even after the rider turned them off, the humanoid walked away from him. Sinister skinwalker. Some things are so sinister that no one should ever encounter them, but this woman was not so lucky. She went out for a stroll at night when she heard a strange clicking sound, so she turned around and saw this. A creepy creature was walking down the road. It was wearing heels and a white dress, but it was clearly a skinwalker disguised as a female, because its limbs were crooked and unusually slender. As the woman was trying to record this strange being, it turned its head and looked right at her. She immediately tried to hide from the creature, but it had mysteriously disappeared. Or at least that's what she thought, until this happened. Bizarre witch. A paranormal investigator went into a remote area, and what he found there will send chills down your spine. He saw an entity that was dressed in white clothes. It was crouching backwards and crawling in a bizarre manner. When they looked at its face, it was even more frightening because it had no prominent features, and there were animal-like ears on its head. They couldn't even see its arms and legs clearly because they were hidden under the clothes. After seeing this, the investigators were certain that this was a real witch. Crying creature. A hiking trip took a turn for the worse when this man went on a path that no one dared to tread. But soon, he found out why the place was off limits. He heard someone crying on the road, so he started following the sound and found a mysterious creature. It had dark gray skin, and its head body looked strangely deformed, and the creature's limbs were long and alien-like. The creature was imitating the sound of humans crying. The hiker slowly walked closer, but the creature suddenly turned its head, and its face was somehow even more bizarre. Mysterious black figures. A man had a creepy feeling like some mysterious beings were following him everywhere, so he decided to attach a camera to the back of his car, and what he captured was even more unsettling. At first, he noticed that some black, mysterious figures were walking down the street, and he thought that these were just nuns. But he started to get really scared when more of those black figures started to appear. They were everywhere, and he started to get a strange feeling that maybe there was a dark, mysterious force following him. Lab Coat Man. During a road trip, this man witnessed an unusual event. The truck in front of the man's car suddenly went off course, as if there was an obstacle, and after it went back on track, something crazy happened in broad daylight. A man in a white lab coat materialized right where the truck had been a second ago. He looked like he had come from a laboratory, as if some scientists were experimenting with space and time, and one of them got teleported as a result. And maybe scientists have finally learned to make the impossible possible, and teleportation might just be the beginning. Real-life Slender Man. Most kids have grown up hearing the stories of the Slender Man, but you'll be shocked to know that those stories were real. And a man in the United Kingdom has a similar story to share. As he was driving on a country road, he noticed a tall, black figure standing ahead. Its legs were unusually tall, and its face completely featureless. This was undoubtedly a real-life Slender Man. When he stopped his car and looked at his rear-view mirror, he saw that the Slender Man was slowly walking towards him. But before it could reach the car, the man quickly drove off. Dogman sighting. While traveling at night, some people got lost in the way, which led them to a strange place. It looked like an abandoned area in a village where they could see an isolated shed in the middle. But they realized that something was not right here when they saw a creepy creature lurking in the dark. A huge creature was roaming the area. Its body was covered with thick, gray fur, and it wasn't a normal wild animal because it was running on its massive hind legs like a person. After capturing this video, these people thought that maybe they had captured an actual dogman in this mysterious location. Men in Black. This was just a normal trip on a highway until something mysterious happened. The driver noticed a strange man on the roadside. He was dressed in a black suit and carried a briefcase. Then another man appeared wearing the same outfit, and after seeing him, they ran away from the car. Their behavior was quite odd. But then, things became even more bizarre. There were a dozen men on the roadside with the same outfit, same briefcase, and the same eerie looks on their faces, and they were all staring at him, and they had even lit a fire in the distance. It looked like these people belonged to a dangerous modern cult, and this guy was going to be his victim. Now it's time for the most unsettling case of the day. Not all unsettling things are just cryptids and ghosts. Sometimes you find the most disturbing things in ordinary places. This man had a similar experience when he was driving to work. There was an ambulance in front of him, but something was off because an arm was hanging out of it. It was getting dragged on the road, which means the person was either unconscious or no longer alive. And after some time, the ambulance took a turn around the corner and disappeared. But the mystery of the arm still remains.